Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. Let's get right into it. You left their heart in pieces, but they brought it on themselves by making it impossible for you to stay. Let's get right into it. You left their heart in pieces. So they say. Whose fault is that? It's not yours. It's not your problem when you tried your best to make things work. Now they want to say this and say that and all these things to try to get you to come back, make you feel bad, make you feel guilty. All right, they're pulling they're trying to pull at your love strings. They're trying to play the guilt card. They're trying to play the feel sorry for me card. You don't have to feel sorry for them, and you definitely don't have to feel guilty for the decision that you made. Because if they were worthy of you staying, their heart wouldn't have been in pieces in the first place. You wouldn't have had to leave in the first place. But they didn't want you around like that. They were giving little signs and signals that you weren't the one. So rather than stay around where you're not wanted or where somebody's not appreciating you or around someone that doesn't see your value, you said, you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna go do me. You can have this time back. I'll give you your time back. You can have your space. You can have your free time, and I'm gonna be over here with it. All right. It's been real, but I'm not going to stay where I'm not wanted. All right. So when you dipped, you recognized how much time you have wasted and how much time you would never get back dealing with someone like that. So you saw that it was more beneficial for you to leave. All right. And if you had to leave their heart in pieces, that's just it. It just is what it is. Now, once they see you go, they want to feel like they're hurt, or they want to realize all the good things about you. They want to beg and plead, but they didn't see these things when you were there. They acted like they didn't see these things when you were around. They acted like you weren't as important when you were around. Acting like they didn't see this that you were doing for them. Acting like they didn't see you do that you were doing for them. Acting like they didn't see all the good things that you brought into their life. They acted like they didn't see it. They acted like it didn't exist, and that's okay. If they want to act like they don't see certain things that you were bringing into their life, that's on them. They want to act like it's nothing that you're doing besides just being there, then hey, that's okay. But for them to behave that way and be dull and not be appreciative and act like they don't care, you can go do those things for yourself. All right, you can go do those things for yourself. You can be good to you. You can do good for you, right? That's more time for you. That's more of your day to yourself, for you to do things, get things done, for you to not have to worry about anybody else or be concerned about anybody else. That's a whole life that you could just leave it where it's at. You could just let that go. That's a whole lot of time you just got back. Time you were just freely devoting to somebody else. On top of your job, on top of working, on top of taking care of yourself, making sure somebody else is all right and somebody else is good. That's a job right there. All right, that's a job right there. So you said to yourself, you know what? I could just do these things for me. I could just, if no one is going to act like it's having a positive effect on them, if no one's going to act like it doesn't mean anything to them, that's okay. All right, I could either do it for someone else, do it with someone else, or just do it by myself. And that's all right. But now, because you're gone, they never thought you would leave. Their hearts in pieces because they never thought you would go. They thought they had a hold on you. That's why they were nonchalant. That's why they were nonchalant. You looking good for them and making sure things is right for them and making sure things is when you really weren't looking good for them. You just like to keep yourself presentable. That you just happened to be with them at that time, and that's how you keep yourself looking. But since they were in your life, you said, you know what, hey, I might as well look good for myself. But since I might have someone in my life, I might be engaging with someone. Since I'm dealing with someone, why not spice it up and make sure I stay fresh, or make sure you look good, make sure things are done, make sure things are upkept. But you always do these things for yourself regardless of being with somebody. Just a sidebar, make sure you always upkeeping on yourself, make sure you're always looking good for yourself. All right, you do those things for yourself. You don't have to do those things for anybody else, but you do them for yourself. It's good to look good if you're with someone. All right. You don't want to not be looking good if you're with someone, but the main person you look good for is you. All right. It's cool to make sure that you're fresh, and you're the person that you're with gets to witness that. That's cool too. All right. You don't want to be out here looking like you ain't with nobody and you're with somebody. You definitely don't want to do that. But you do those things for yourself. You make sure you look good for you. All right. But once you left, they started to realize what they actually had. But it's too late at that point. It's too late at that point. It's too late for somebody to be like, oh snap, once you leave, because now you see that they're doing it just to get you to stay. And it's like, if you wanted me to stay, you would have been interacting with me in the way that people who are together interact with each other. So it's like, if you're not going to interact with someone, but be with someone, and when you're with someone acting like you're with no one, then what are you expecting that person to do? Are you expecting somebody to stay with that? Are you expecting somebody to keep putting up with that? Now their hearts in pieces because they never thought you would leave. They thought they had you locked down. Or they thought they had you right where they wanted you. Everything was all good at first. They were showing you some affection at first. They was showing you some love at first. But now, once they see that, okay, this person ain't going nowhere. At least that's what they thought. They thought you wasn't going nowhere. Now they just fall back and they don't do nothing. Act like they don't even see you half the time. And that's cool. But you don't have to continue to take that. Now, if y'all have been together for a while and that's just how y'all rock out, then it is what it is. That's just how y'all rock out. Y'all been together for a little minute. But when you are fresh with somebody and the person is switched up immediately right after they get with you. They wanted you, they got you, boom. Now they just stop trying. They don't act like they care anymore. They act like you're not even there anymore. That's a red flag. That's something that you have to avoid. That's something to that's someone to disengage from. That's someone that you don't continue to keep seeing. But now once you're out, they want to say, oh, uh, please this and please that, and why are you leaving, and all this, that, and the other. Yo, you're out at that point. It's no fixing it at that point. It's no changing it at that point, because now when people do that, it's something that they're missing, and that thing that they're missing, unfortunately, is not you. That person is missing something that you did for them. They're missing what you brought to their life. They're not necessarily missing you as a person. They're not necessarily wanting you back as a person. They just want you to come back and do all those things for them. They like having somebody that looks nice. They like having somebody that does this or does that, or make sure they're taken care of in some kind of way. That's why you take care of yourself and you don't put too much into something. Let other people do something sometimes. Let other people, you know, put some effort in sometimes. And if you see that they're not putting in any effort, that's a sign for you to either find somebody else or just put in the effort all by yourself, or just do you. Because somebody will come along and they'll match your effort. They'll put in some, you put in some. They'll show some love to you, you show some love to them, kind of thing. It's give and take. It's no just give. It's got to be something that you bring to the table, but also something that they bring to the table as well. It's got to be a effort put in on both sides, even if it's not even. All right, it's got to be an effort put in on both sides. This person is doing their part, you're doing your part. You like, if somebody is doing their part and they're doing the best they can do, and that's all they can do, you knew that before when you got with them, so you got to appreciate that. Okay, this person is trying, cool. And that's really all people are looking for. That's really all people are looking for. People are looking for somebody to try. People are looking for someone to put in an effort, no matter how big or small the effort is. You're showing the person that you know that you got love for them. All right, you're showing the person that you appreciate that they're there. That's what you're showing them. You're showing the person that, yo, I see that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I like you being here. I like you being around. I like seeing you and things like that. And this is how I show it. And if that's all the person can do, hey, you should appreciate that, because it's actually them trying and doing their best, and not just not doing anything and not caring and not giving up. Somebody is with you and they don't give up. It's up to you whether you want to stay with that person or not. But the type of person that you are, you're not dealing with anyone like that. So now that you are out of the picture, now that you realize that this was no good for you, you see that, yo, I shouldn't be dealing with this. What was I thinking? What was I doing? Sometimes you got to wake up to certain things that people are doing. They might have you might be under a spell. All right, you may have liked this person, and this person may not have liked you as much as you like them. And you have to realize that, okay, this person really doesn't feel me like that. This person's not really interested in me like that. I'm not going to keep dealing with someone who's not interested in me the way I'm interested in them. You got to come to that conclusion. It's cool to be with people. It's cool to want to be with people. But if somebody is not showing the same interest, and on top of that, showing a lack of interest, it's like going out with someone and all they're doing is just looking at their phone, but they're not doing any work. God knows what they're doing on that phone. If this person is busy, if they're a business person, and you know this person is busy 24/7, you pretty much know what to expect. It's like, okay, this person has to check their phone every now and then. This person has to do this. But still, even if you're, dealing with people and you're spending time with people, if somebody is not really giving you their time and attention, that is a sign of disrespect in a way. And that's a sign that they don't want to be with you. But if that person is busy, don't all the time, and it's like you really don't really get to see them like that, don't jump the gun immediately and be like, yo, this person doesn't care, or this, that, and the other, or this person's talking to another person. Don't immediately go there that fast, because the person may actually be working and they may be giving you as much time as they can. All right, if the person is trying and the person is just not full blown out blatantly ignoring you, like, what, like, you'll know with the person's energy. All right, if the person is interested in you or not. All right, you won't have to force anything. It won't be like you're forcing anything. The person will be showing you. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to feel it. If you're with someone and you have to guess, or if you have to wait for it, or look for it, or try to find it, or try to look for it in the daytime with a flashlight, that means it ain't there. Somebody can be right there with you and not with you. You can be with someone and they might not be with you. So you gotta look for those kinds of things. And if you're like me, you notice those kinds of things early and you've seen them and you're like, oh, okay, you know what? If that's who this person is, then I'm not waiting around for a change. I'm not waiting around to see what happens next. I'm not waiting around for something to happen, or something to be shown, or for this person to let me know. You got to go at that point. People aren't worth all that. You can enjoy yourself. You can enjoy your own time. And that's what you started to do. You slowly started to fall back and enjoy yourself. And this person started to see like, yo, they're not spending as much time with me. This person is starting to mirror my energy. This person is starting to show me the same energy. And you shouldn't have to show someone the same type of energy for them to pick up the ball and start playing back with you. All right, it's just like a kid that doesn't want to play with you. It's like you go around them, you got a toy or whatever. You might put the toy out, they don't even acknowledge you or look at it. That person doesn't want to be involved with you, and you could tell by a person's energy whether they don't want to be involved with you. But once you left, and now this person is saying that their heart is in pieces and all this stuff, it probably is. It might be, or they could be, trying to bomb you back in. They could be trying to love bomb you back in and manipulate you to get back with them. And then they'll act like this and act like that. And then a day or two in, they're back to the old routine of just showing you they truly, blatantly don't give a crap. And you're worth more than dealing with people that don't give a crap about you. You're not supposed to deal with people that act like they don't care about you. People who only act like they care about you when you do something or when you give them something or when you're there for them some kind of way. People like that usually have other people on the side that they're dealing with, and they're just there to use you for the things that you're able to give them. And they'll like might they'll what's the word, they'll bird feed you their affection and their time, and show you love that way, show you love in like a dispensary kind of way. It's like a vending machine. It's like you gotta insert this and press this code, and then boop, there's some love they showed you. Like, nah, when they're like, no, it ain't going down like that. All right, no vending machine love over here. So you want people to show you the same type of energy that you're showing them. You want people to care about you the way you care about them. You want to deal with people the way you want people to deal with you the way you're dealing with them. And if you have to deal with them the way they're dealing with you, that's a sign that you got to go. If you have to fall back and withdraw your energy and the effort that you're putting into something, that's a sign that you got to go. You wouldn't go to a job and stay any longer than you found another job if the people weren't treating you right. And since this isn't a job, you have free range to just go leave and dip. And that's it. And if people are heartbroken because of that, hey, that's too bad. If people want to, act like this and act like that, that's too bad. But majority of the time, they're probably lying, because if somebody actually felt that way with you leaving, it would have been something that they would have been showing you while you were there. So if it's nothing that they're showing you while they're there, it's probably just a manipulation tactic for them to try to get you back, for them to try to get you right back where they want you to. So that way they could keep gaining things from you, getting things from you, trying to use you in some kind of way. All right. And that's not what you need. You don't need that. All right. So if people don't want to show you love the way you want to be showed love, then hey, you might have to show yourself some love and just be all you can be by yourself, and then until the right people come around. You just have to be patient. And just because someone may look nice or someone can put on a smile, all right, people are charmers. People will try to charm you. All right, people are charmers. You can't just be with someone because they look good or they have some certain attributes or something about them. That's why you have to deal with people as well as on the outside. It's okay to like how people look, but you got to really find someone who's a decent person on the inside. That's what you really got to look for. It's okay to find what you like on the outside. That it wouldn't be created if you wasn't allowed to like it. But unfortunately, some people are rotten to the core who may look and appear good on the outside. All right, sometimes you go to the supermarket, you pick up an apple, you pick up a fruit, it look good on the outside, you take it home, it got worms all through it, it's moldy, it's rotten, it's spoiled, you gotta throw it out. Sometimes when somebody is rotten and moldy and crusty on the inside, you gotta throw them out. It ain't their first time being rejected. Would you rather, as soon as you peep it, would you rather get rid of them, or would you rather them get rid of you and discard you? It's getting rid of somebody over being discarded. From this point on, just getting rid of people over being discarded, because you don't want to stay around just because you're a good person. All right, that's how people end up dealing with codependency instead of healing from it. If somebody is doing wrong by you and you're finding reasons to stay with them because you may feel bad or you don't want to do this or you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, screw all that. That's being codependent. You want to grow out of that. You want to not do that. You want to break a heart at that point. If they say their heart is broken, oh well, screw them. Let their heart fall to pieces and shatter to the ground. Step on it if you can. Step on it if you step on it if you can. What do people say? Stomp. Step on that heart if you can, because it ain't a real one. It's an artificial heart. It's artificial. That's fake love. That's somebody fake caring about you. So you may have left their heart in pieces. Maybe it's real, maybe it ain't. But at least your heart's not in pieces. And if you could see that someone, and you wouldn't have had to leave and dip if the person was real and the person wasn't trying to manipulate and misuse you. All right. And mentally play with you, play games with you and your time, play games with you and the good things that you're trying to show this person. People are out there for people just to play with, and you're not anybody to play with. All right. You're not anybody to play with. They made it impossible for you to stay. What else are you supposed to do? Only a codependent person is going to stay and continue to care for someone that's toxic, and that's not doing them right. And some people are trained that way from upbringings and certain things that happened in life to deal with people who don't treat them the best way, who don't have their best interest at heart. All right. It's your mind being comfortable and staying with what it knows. You want to be comfortable because you may be afraid of what else is out there, or you may have a fear of being alone. You may have a fear of being rejected or something like that. All right. So you have to get through that. You have to accept that. Like, okay, well, if somebody's not treating me the way I'm supposed to be treated or how I want to be treated and I'm staying, that says something about me more than the other person. So I have to deal with myself. I have to accept this about myself. And maybe I got to go get help. Maybe I got to go learn some things about myself. Maybe I got to take some time out for myself. Maybe I have to go talk to someone. Maybe I have to go do some research on how I'm feeling. Maybe I got to go learn some things about me. That's why the Bible says, know thyself. You got to know yourself. If you're this kind of person, you'll know, like, okay, well, no matter how I feel, it's time to go because that's going to benefit me the best. And people like to try to manipulate people who they see care about people. And you don't want anybody to manipulate you just because you care about someone. All right. If they're abusing the fact that, you may have a good heart or you're a good person, they're just trash. All right. And you don't need to be with people like that. So if somebody is trying to love bomb you back in, then you have to avoid that. If somebody is showing you that they don't care, and then as soon as you leave, oh, you broke my heart, oh, this, that, and the other, it's fake. It's not real. That's not real. And if you unfortunately been dealing with fake throughout your life, that may be the only thing you know, and be like, oh, this person really does care, because you may have been fooled with fake caring for you in some kind of way. All right. So you have to avoid people who fake care and avoid people who aren't real when it comes to dealing with you the way you want to be dealt with. So that way you don't end up losing in the game. That way you don't end up getting played by people. That way you don't end up losing out. You got to pay attention to the red flags. And a major red flag is somebody not putting in the same amount of effort as you. And then when you go to pull back, like slowly pull back, you don't even see a change. But when you fully just dip, now they're, oh, where'd you go? And all this, that, and the other. Don't listen to none of that. That stuff's not real. That person does not feel that way. They feel that way about what they lost from you, not the fact that they lost you. They feel that way because they lost what you was doing for them. And that's why you got to be self-sufficient.